Hi everyone, my name is Marta and welcome to Imperfect Life Balance. On my channel you can expect videos about productivity, efficiency and effectiveness, both at work and at home, so you can achieve that life balance and spend more time doing things that you actually like to do. And today we're going to talk about how to plan your day to be more productive. So before we dive into how I plan my days, let me give you a bit of a context in case you are new here to understand my lifestyle and how that relates to how I plan my days. So I am a mom of two. I have two small kids. I have a 3-year-old and a 6-year-old. I work full-time during the day, and outside of work I also have a blog and this YouTube channel where I provide contents right now once a week. So as I'm explaining how I plan my day, keep that in mind that this is what I use as a reference. So let me start by explaining why I plan my days. I have noticed that I am so much more productive when I have this plan for a day versus on the days when I try to wing it. It just doesn't work well for me. So this plan serves me as an outline, helps me focus on what I need to be doing. And then when things don't go as planned, because we all know that life will happen, it's so much easier to adjust the plan that you already have than to go into this panic mode because you don't even know where to start. So the first thing that I do is I plan for a week ahead, not for a day ahead. So what I do is each Monday morning, I open my calendar and I plan for the week that is upcoming. The reason I do that is that it gives me more flexibility. So if I know that I have to accomplish 5 different tasks for that week, it is so much easier for me to plan them out for a week because I have 5 days to plan it out versus planning it out just for one day. So now, how do I exactly plan a task for each day? How do I know what to plan when? So the first thing that I look at is my deadlines. Are there any upcoming deadlines at work? Do I have any deadline that are associated with blog or a YouTube channel? Or maybe I have some deadlines for my household. And when I look at those deadlines, I make sure I look beyond that 1 week that I'm planning for. So I would look for usually about a month ahead. And I do that to make sure that I am not rushing to meet those deadlines. At work, if I'm working on a big project and I know that a deadline is coming up, let's say in next 4 weeks, I want to be able to plan ahead to make sure that I spend enough time to produce a quality product. Same thing with your home responsibilities. Maybe you are planning a birthday party for your child. If you wait until the last week before the birthday party to do some things, you're just not gonna get what you wanted to accomplish. If you wait with, let's say, ordering a cake, you might be very limited with the choices that you have. So make sure you know your deadlines before you start planning ahead for that week. Now, the second thing that you need to consider is your priorities. So some of those priorities will come from the deadlines that we just talked about. And other priorities are gonna come from you looking at your overall goals that you have for yourself, both at work and at home. So what you wanna do is look at the priority that you have for yourself. Let's say that priority is creating a training course. And you wanna break it down into smaller tasks. And those tasks are the ones that are gonna go on your planner for a specific day of the week. So I find it really critical for me to sit down and look at my priorities and decide what task I am going to do and actually putting them on my calendar, because I find that if I don't do that, if I don't actually block specific amount of time on specific days to work on those main tasks, what is happening is that other people are pulling me into working on other projects and other tasks that are their priorities. So I am helping them reach their goals and work on their priorities while mine, I'm kind of taking a back burner. So that's why I am doing this planning ahead and making sure that my priorities come first. So now that you know your deadlines and you know your priorities, now is the time to open your planner and schedule those tasks that you want to accomplish that particular week. So for work, I usually start by opening my Outlook calendar and seeing what kind of meetings I already have, what kind of commitments are already on my calendar. And then I plan my priorities around them. Usually what I do is that I will start with my deadline. If there is something that needs to be done that has a deadline, I tend to put that as my tasks for Monday, because I want to make sure that if something happens on Monday, I still have the remainder of the week to work on it. And then I would plan my priorities. The tasks associated to a priority, I will put them on a calendar. For work, I do put them on the actual Outlook calendar because that allows me to have the reminders already that are associated with the Outlook calendar. And also it helps me prevent getting invited to other meetings. Because usually my coworkers will look at the calendars to schedule a meeting, and if they see that I'm already busy during that particular period of time, they are less likely to schedule something. Now, it doesn't always work perfectly like that, but they are less likely to schedule something. Now, another thing that I always keep in mind when I am planning my days and my weeks is that I am being very strategic of how I do it. So for example, if I am working on a proposal for a customer, so I look at my calendar and look at Tuesday, and Tuesday is a day that is full of meetings. So I don't have that chunk of time that is, 90 minutes, but I do have 3 30-minute breaks in between the meetings. So I know myself and how I work. And I know that if I try to schedule, just block those 30 minutes intervals on my calendar, that is not gonna work for me. I need that block of time for 1.5 hours to really focus, to really concentrate and knock it out. Otherwise, by the end of that third 30-minute period, I'm not gonna have much done because I keep getting interrupted with meetings. By the time I get into the zone of doing things, I am called into another meeting. So strategically, I don't plan that task for Tuesday. I'm gonna pick another day when I'm gonna have more time, when I can actually find that 90-minute break in my day where I can work on this particular task. And I apply the same concept when I am planning the work that I have to do for my blog. So for example, I have lunchtime that I can utilize to work on my blog. However, my lunch break is not long enough for me to write an actual blog post. So I'm not gonna waste my time trying to do it at lunchtime because I know I'm not gonna finish that task and it's gonna be dragging along for days and days. What I will do instead is I will either wake up on Saturday morning to write it because then I know that I will have enough time, or I'm gonna schedule one of the evenings after the kids go to sleep to do that. Now, once you have all those big tasks plugged into your calendar, then I have my to-do list of what I want to accomplish that day besides the main tasks. And the tasks that I have on my to-do list, those are tasks that I can accomplish fairly quickly. So at work, it would be things like responding to emails or maybe working on a weekly report that I have to do. And those types of activities I can kind of plug along as I am going throughout my day. So I am not the type of person who schedules every minute of her day. I have those main tasks blocked off on my calendar so I can work on them, and the rest of my tasks on the to-do list are something that I just work on throughout the day. That is what I find that is working the best for me. So for example, if I have a meeting and after the meeting I am working on a project and then I have, let's say, half an hour of time where I have nothing scheduled, that's when I would go to my to-do list and pick what I want to work on during that period of time. So this will be a good time for me to answer some emails. This will be a good time for me to make a phone call. This will be a good time for me to write a report. Things of that nature, things that don't take as much time and don't require a lot of concentration from me. And same thing goes for the work that I do on YouTube or a blog post. The main chunks of work that are involved are writing the blog post or planning a video. And those are the ones where I would set a specific time during the week to do that. Everything else goes on a to-do list for a day. So work like responding to comments on my blog post, or proofreading on finding pictures, or writing a description for my YouTube video, things like that, go on a to-do list for a specific day. And I know that I have about half an hour each morning and about an hour each evening where I can work on those things. So let's talk about how that really benefits me and how am I more productive when I plan my days. One, having a plan in place allows me to be focused and concentrate on what I need to be doing. Two, it makes me be very realistic as what I am putting on my list of things that I want to accomplish. Another benefit for me is that having the actual plan allows me more flexibility. Because planning ahead for the week, I know if I run out of time to do a specific task, let's say on Monday or Tuesday, I have the rest of the week to shuffle some things around and make this happen. And another benefit for me that it helps me be more persistent on what my priorities are and not caving in to the priorities of other people. That is all I have for you today. Hopefully you found those tips helpful and something that you can implement if you are not planning your days already. If you like this video, make sure that you give it a thumbs up and subscribe down below so you don't miss any of my future ones. Thanks for watching and see you next time.